What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. This past Tuesday, Donald Glover's newest show premiered on FX titled Atlanta. And the show revolves around three individuals who are essentially trying to make it in the music industry as well as just survive in general. I think this show has a lot of potential. They showed episode 1 and 2, so after watching both episodes twice, I felt like I had to talk about it and do this video. So Ernest, who is played by Donald, is like relatable. I think that's the thing that I love about the show, or one of many things that I love about the show actually, is that Ernest is a relatable character. Anybody who's kind of stuck with a job that they hate, stuck in a situation that they just despise, I think will find Ernest very similar to their situation. I mean, he's sleeping next to his baby mama. He's essentially homeless in that he doesn't have his own place. He can barely make enough to support himself. And so he's sleeping next to his baby mama, and he has to work a job that he hates, and he's looking for that way to success. And he finds that through Alfred Miles, his cousin, who is also known as Paperboy. Alfred's character is played by Brian Tyree Henry. At one point, interesting fact, was Donald wanted Craig Robinson, who was Daryl on The Office. He wanted him to play Paperboy. And I could see that actually working out. But I'm actually glad that he went in the direction that they went in, because I love the Paperboy character so far. He's someone who we've seen a lot of growth in just the first 2 episodes, because he goes from starting out in the music industry and having like the viral success to being on the radio and now being locally known. There's a scene where he introduces himself to a bunch of kids and their mom, and he's there to kind of apologize because the little kid is trying to imitate what Paperboy did, and that was shooting the guy. And then after he reveals himself to be Paperboy, because they didn't believe it in the beginning, then the woman turns all groupie-ish, and it's like you're witnessing this this evolution, someone who is on the rise. And I really enjoy that, because you get to see how he's dealing with it. Like when they're in the scene where they're getting wings fresh out of Paperboy being incarcerated, or just in jail actually, and you see like the dude is treating him different. He puts him high on a pedestal, and he hasn't even really blown up. His song was on radio, he was on the news, but he's not signed to a major label. He's not a huge name by any means necessary, but you see all the different changes in his life just in this one episode. And then at the end of episode 2, you have the dude that comes up in the Batman mask like, Paperboy live here. And I still don't understand the whole purpose of that. I get that it's trying to symbolize that his now that he's known, like his neighborhood, it is too hot for him there. I get that, but I don't understand if that guy is going to play a role in the upcoming episodes or not. Then you have the character Darius, who's played by Keith Stanford, and he also played Snoop Dogg in Straight Outta Compton. I really like Darius because he's like the guy that's always high and he says weird stuff, but he's saying some deep stuff sometimes. There's always moments where you're like, damn, he's really, saying something strong right there. And for me, I like him because he's funny. That's like the main reason why he's a good character, is because he has that humorous aspect to him. And the whole show kind of has that. And it doesn't feel like it's forced, or like it doesn't come off as corny. Like there's one scene where Ernest is locked up and he has to wait and be processed, and so there's all these different interactions with the other people that are in the processing room as well. And one dude turns around, he's like, "What are you in for?" And before Donald can even say why he's in there, the dude cuts him off and starts going off on, why did I go and drink with this guy I ain't seen in 11 years? He got arrested with public intoxication. And it's just a phenomenal scene, because I feel like it's authentic. Like, obviously they're acting, but it seems like it's a real situation. Like, you can, if you got locked up and you would meet one of those kind of characters that was, you know, rambling on and on. I should have just went home. And I just feel like his whole scene was just great. And authentic is a word that I want to use a lot about this show, because we've had hip hop shows in the past. You have Empire and, you know, countless other shows that have depicted hip hop in some way, but you haven't had one that has the authenticity of Atlanta, because this is from the ground up. You're seeing the struggle. You're seeing an artist at his very beginning, and that itself makes the series something that can keep going on and on for a long time, because he hasn't even been close to making it, and who knows where the rest of the season is going to take him. So we might not see Paperboy blow up in the first season. You know, you leave it to the second season or the third even. So there's a lot that can go on with the show. And I was reading The Daily Beast, and Donald did an interview shortly after the premiere where he talks about how he wants anybody that's watching the show to feel black. And I think that's an accurate description of the show. Like, you get to see not only like what it's like to be an up-and-coming rapper, because a lot of people have seen that. If you're a fan of hip-hop, you've seen that. But you also get to see like what's going on in the world, in the community, in the black community, like in the same processing room, in a different scene. You have this dude who's clearly has some mental health issues, and at one point you have one of the people say he's in here every other week, and Donald's like taken aback. Ernest is like just he's shocked, because this guy clearly has some issues, and instead of being sent to a mental hospital to get him some treatments, to get him some help, he's being arrested. And it's just it's a hard scene to watch. It's probably the most brutal scene, because you see this guy and then he spits out water and gets on an officer, and then he gets beat and he's just yelling. It's just very, very scary to see. And I think you have like the best of all these different moments combined into one show, and you know, you have the character development, you have the meaningful scenes like that, you have, you know, the humor. I think it ties into just being an overall well-rounded show. Atlanta did well in ratings. I believe it got a 1.1 million for the first episode, and then it dropped down about 100,000 for the second. So that is a very big premiere for his show. And you know, when you consider also it's on at 10 p.m. a lot of people might be asleep or, you know, doing something else at 10 p.m. that's not revolved around watching TV. It's not the ideal spot for any TV show, but for them to get that kind of rating in the first 2 episodes is great, and I hope it continues to grow. If you haven't seen Atlanta, you should definitely watch it. It's being championed everywhere. I have not seen a bad review on it, and I don't expect to, because Donald is a genius, and everybody involved is making the show very watchable. Like, you're hanging, I'm already just 2 episodes in, and I'm already hanging on like what's going to happen next. I'm invested into these characters. I'm invested into the story that's taking place. And I look forward to watching Atlanta, hopefully for years to come. I think it has that potential. And so I'll be doing more episode reviews in the future. So keep it locked. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now. Let me know what you think about the first 2 episodes in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.